What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this new monthly update. We have a lot of news today, so let's just dive into it. First, the market bounced back for more than 30%. In just the latest month, my personal dividend portfolio went from -15 to -6.4%, which is really good. I've had the highest dividend payments that I've ever had, and that's really great, and we're going to speak about this. Also, starting to see hopes that the end of the crisis is going to appear soon, and I will tell you why you should not be fooled by the market and by everything that's going on right now. Okay, let's start with the market bounce back. You can see here on this graph, we have the S&P 500. So this is the 500 publicly traded companies in the market right now, and you can see that from December 2019 to mid-February 2020, the market was going up and up and up every single month until we reached this point right here, the all-time highs of the market, where the coronavirus situation started to appear, and we saw a huge drop of more than 30% into the market. And I actually got this into my portfolio also. I lost about 33% of the value of my portfolio, which is fine for me because I invest into dividends, and we're going to speak about this in just a second. But you can see that from mid-March to right now, the market is up 34%. So amazing results in the last month or so. And yeah, we're going to see into my own portfolio how everything did. As you know, if you follow me, I actually invest $1,000 every single month, which is what I did this month. And actually, I invested just a little bit more, about $1,015.7, for the simple reason that one of you guys actually used my code in the description to get a free share on Trading 2 and 2. So if you're watching this, let me know which stocks did you get. For my part, I got Shell, which is a value of $15.7. So yeah, if you guys are interested into getting your own free share, just go into the description down below. There's my invite code, and if you use it, you'll get free money. So go do it right now. It can go up to the value of $100, so that's pretty good. So before going into the stocks that I purchased this month, let's go and take a look at what the market is doing right now. That's the unemployment rate for the United States, and you can see here 3.6, 3.7%. It's pretty consistent overall. And then we reached this point where the corona situation started to appear. So this is for mid-April, and you can see 14.7% unemployment rate in the United States. And if you know, actually right now it's worse than this. It's more than, I think it's almost 20% of unemployment rate into the United States. So really bad situation for the market overall. But something strange is that this started to appear. We saw this big bad news. So many people are unemployed, and at the same time, the market went up more than 30%. So what happened? Let's go into the Federal Reserve stimulus check article right here, and you can see that it was also in April. 22 million people were unemployed. Right now, we are about 40 million people unemployed. So almost double. I don't know if you realize this is a huge number. This is a really bad news for the market. And still, we saw this huge growth. I mean, I'm not against it because I'm an investor, but what is happening right now? Well, what is happening is that so many people are receiving stimulus checks. So many people are getting free money pretty much. What they do with this money is that they don't put it into savings account for the simple reason that the Federal Reserve actually cut all interest on savings account. That means that when you put money into savings account, you actually don't make any money. Not even $200 per year. So what people started doing is that they started investing this money into the stock market, which is a really nice idea since you can get pretty great results. And this is why, in my opinion, the stock market went up so much in just 2 months or so. Also, at the same time, what is going on is that the Federal Reserve people are doing memes about this. They say that they're printing money, which is true, I guess, because they are going in a lot of debt for what they're doing with the stimulus check. But they're also buying a lot of shares to sustain the market at a certain level. They said that they were going to do everything in order for the market to stay at its level and not go down more than it already did. This is why it bounced back also. But what is going on is that it's creating a sort of a bubble into the market because prices are going up again, even though the situation is getting worse and worse. But most importantly, I think for a lot of people, it's important that people are starting to realize that the stock market is not related to the economy. The economy is doing really bad and the stock market is doing really good. So people always thought that stock market was a representation, a physical or digital representation of what the economy is doing, which now we know is wrong because people can manipulate the market, people can do things that are not supposed to happen pretty much. So for my part, I'm not frustrated about this. Since the market is going up again, my portfolio is also going up quite a bit. Speaking about my portfolio, let's jump into the stocks that I purchased this month. Actually, a lot of the shares that I'm going to speak about right here were in my video about the 5 stocks that you should buy in June 2020. So if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. It's on the top right corner right now. I started by buying 2 shares of Gilead Sciences, which was actually in this video. That is a drug company that is currently working on a potential cure for our friend Corona. I actually like this company quite a bit. They have a lot of assets and not that many liabilities, which means they have more investments than liabilities. They make more money than what they spend pretty much. And they also have a nice dividend of, I think it's 3.24% dividend, so pretty good. I like it. And yeah, really strong company overall. They do a lot of drugs and I think they'll do great in the future. I also bought 4 shares of Coca-Cola. I actually already own this company and I wanted to buy a little bit more since the price of the stock went down quite a bit. I also did the same thing with WestRock. I improved my position in WestRock with 4 shares and same with Walgreens with 3 shares. So all this company, I already own them and I just improved my position into them. I also started a new position into Foot Locker with 10 shares. That's quite a bit of money, almost $300 worth of this share. And why I did this is because I really believe that when malls will reopen, Foot Locker stock will do just great and actually pay a nice dividend too. And since I'm a dividend investor, if you don't know, well, this is just all beneficial for me. Now, the last thing that I did this month was, in my opinion, a mistake, and I'm going to speak a lot about this right now. I tried investing into Moderna, which, if you don't know, was actually in the news for the last few days for 2 things. One was really positive and the other one really negative. So, first thing, positive. They had a potential vaccine cure that is currently passing the few tests against the corona. And the day that they announced it, the stock of the price actually went up quite a lot. This is actually when I bought the stock. But just the day after that, there had been some sort of controversy in the news, and I will explain this right now. First, there has been actually a few cases where people using the experimental drug actually had some bad reactions. So they had negative body responses when they got injected with the drug. So this is a bad news because that means that the vaccine is not ready yet. So a lot of people actually sold their shares just for that. So the stock price went down a little bit. But at the same time, there has been something that's the most controversial, I think, about this share is that a lot of executives that are owning their own company and in a lot of, and they actually have a lot of positions on it, they sold their shares right before Moderna announced that they were going to raise 1.2 billion out of the stock market in order just to fund the research, which made the price of the stock drop quite a lot. So a lot of people were confused. Those people that are pretty much owning the companies had a lot of shares and they sold everything the day before the stock price fell a lot. So a lot of people said this was all planned. They knew the price of the stock will go down a lot, so they sold their shares right before that happened. And Moderna stated that everything was actually planned already a few years ago, like when the executive had to buy shares, they have a deadline, like let's say in 3 years, you have to sell your stocks. This is what they say happened. But people are so confused because the timing of this was actually perfect. So we still don't really know if Moderna is lying about this or if the executive just had a lot of great timing. That's actually a fair question to ask. Was it random or was it planned? I don't have the answer to that yet, but we'll see in the future probably. There will be some investigations on this, I guess. So you can see on this article right here that the executive that sold the shares got about $89 million in those shares. So that's why people got mad. They got a lot of money by doing this and people don't know if it was planned or not. And just to show you, this is a graph about the latest 6 months in Moderna. It went from about $20 to as high as $80, and then this is what they sold their stocks, and then this happened down to $50. So that's why people got mad. People thought that this was not a random event and this was planned all along. So in my opinion, this was a mistake to actually invest in Moderna, actually for myself. And what you should not do, if you have to learn anything from this, is that you should not follow a trend that you don't really know or that you don't understand completely. I just saw that they had good results with the vaccine and I instantly jumped into the market to maybe get some growth into my portfolio. And I'm not a stock growth investor, which means I don't buy stocks with the intent of selling it at a higher price. I actually plan on holding onto my stocks for as long as I can, with them paying me dividends each month or so, and maybe getting enough passive income to live on that. So yeah, mistake that you should not do, follow a trend that you don't understand. And actually this month, as I told you at the beginning of this video, I got the highest dividend payments that I got to this day, which is about, let's go into my dividend income right here. This is a graph of my dividend payments. You can see in this month, I got about more than $11 into dividends. So it's growing nicely. It's growing pretty much steadily. Just last month, I didn't get that many of them, but hopefully in the future, we'll see the same kind of growth into my portfolio. And in like 1 year or so, I will be at about maybe $30 per month, which is pretty good. And yeah, we'll see in the future how everything will turn out. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see the next episode of this monthly updates. And what will be the plan for next month? Well, I won't change anything to my strategy right now. Buying shares that I think is the greatest value, shares that pay nice dividend from 3 to 5% will be the sweet spot for me. And yeah, I'm not going to change my strategy that much. So if you guys have any question that you want me to answer in the next episode, let me know in the comments down below and I'm going to feature you in the next episode. If you have any questions about how to invest, go check out this video right here where I speak about all the topics of investing for beginners. Also, go check out the latest monthly update if you want to see more of this series. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.